Good morning. Members will please take your seats. Legislative Day 34, Representative Williams. It's a countdown going on. March the 15th. Members will please take their seats. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? Members will please make your way to your seats. Well, good morning. This hour of convening has arrived. We've rang the bell, and I think we're ready to get to work. We're going to have the morning roll call. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber, and the clerk will unlock the machine. We got you. We got you. We got you. Have all members voted? All members voted. If so, Mr. Clerk, please lock the machines. Doorkeepers will please close the doors and keep them closed. As is our custom, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by the chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning will be introduced by an old friend, the gentleman from the 61st House District, Representative Roger Bruce. Roger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, everybody. You know, it's always a pleasure when you can call your pastor your friend as well. And you can have conversations with your pastor, and the answer to every question is not always you have to have faith. You know, most of the time when they say that, they mean they don't know the answer, but the reality is that you can have conversations about things that are important to you, important to your family, important to the things that are going on, and that's the biggest pleasure that I get out of being a member of Impact United Methodist Church, where the Reverend Paul Thibodeau is the pastor. And I'm going to do, sometimes we sit in the back and say whoever is up here is talking too much and doesn't give the pastor enough time to talk, so I'm not going to be guilty of that. But I do want to say that the church it's a sizable church, but it's not about the size of the church, it's about the things that they do. And during COVID, you know, the church provided food, it provided vaccines, we did testing, we did everything to show that the church was about more than just conversation. It was about service. And with that, I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming the Reverend Paul Thibodeau to our chamber.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank the Speaker of the House, John Burns, and I want to thank a member of Impact Church, Representative Roger Bruce, for the opportunity to be here to share with you this morning. If you all would indulge me this morning and turn to somebody next to you and say, it's going to be okay. Now, if you can indulge me one more time and turn to somebody else and say, really, it's going to be okay. So as we come back together, coincidentally this morning, I am going to speak a little bit about faith, but I want to explain it a little bit. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is being sure of what we hope for, being convinced of what we do not see. So I ask a question, have you really concentrated on these words, it's going to be okay? Sometimes these words are a dismissal of our own pain or the complexity of our situation. And I'm sure you can attest that there may be days where in this room you experience a complex situation. Can I get an amen? But somehow there is peace and comfort from God that can be found in the middle of the storm. It's going to be okay is one of those most hope-filled sentiments that can be offered to others, and one I choose to believe for myself. The writer of Hebrews says, now faith is being sure of what we hope for, being convinced of what we do not see. That's where hope comes from. There is hope for the here and now. We have the assurance, the evidence of things not seen, that no matter what happens, God is still on his throne. In your most intense, your most contentious discussions, I challenge you to know, trust, and believe that it's going to be okay, and that God desires for it to be okay. If we think about the hope that is in the Bible, it brings the question, what is biblical hope? It is tethering to the future what we know about God's past faithfulness. In defining faith as being sure of what we hope for, the writer of Hebrews gives us an insight into hope. But let's chew on this for a bit. Biblical hope is not a wish. A wish is something we want to receive or to happen. I wish I had a bigger house. I wish we could come together and get this vote done. I wish I had a smaller waist. I wish I didn't carry around, if you're like me, I wish I didn't carry around so much ice on my six-pack. I wish we could work better together. Maybe it will happen. That's our wish. But in contrast, biblical hope is a certainty that our ultimate future rests in God's capable and loving hands. It is an assurance that the invisible God is faithful and has a good plan for my visible life. It is an assurance that God is working on each of us. It is the invisible becoming visible. The visible that we can love one another, work with one another, accept one another, and make this world better with one another. This hope says we will get the vote done. It says we will work it out together. Old Testament writers used several Hebrew words for hope. One is kawa, which means hope in the sense of trust, as when the prophet Jeremiah said to God, our hope is in you. New Testament writers use the Greek word hupomena for hope. It means to wait. It means to be patient. It means to endure. It means to persevere under misfortunes and trials and to hold fast to one's faith. We get a picture of hope as these biblical words define it in the life of the Apostle Paul, encountered struggle after struggle, but never lost hope that everything was going to be okay. And he assured others, as I come to assure you this morning, sometimes it may take years to put the pieces back together from the wrecking ball of pain that different things have caused in our lives. The atrocities we've endured and all the turmoil of what is happening around our world today may tempt us to believe that someone other than God is writing our stories. But the author Sharon Janus says, but God has the power to redeem what we consider unredeemable, to heal what we consider fatally wounded, and to make our worst chapters our greatest victories. So as I get ready to close, don't stop the message when the foundation of our faith gets cracked. Don't quit when opinions differ. Don't stop communicating when it seems no one is listening. Don't stop explaining your chapter when others don't want to hear your story. Don't stop standing for what you believe when others are falling for anything. Don't stop talking to one another when your truth is challenged. And don't stray from your purpose and your call. Value all the opinions that are expressed so that we all can hear the words that say, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. God has more to write. So I challenge you today, do your part to help everything be okay. Strive for unity, lean into togetherness, work towards community, and let's find that reality, that truth, that God says everything will be okay. Let us pray. God, we trust you. No matter what happens this side of heaven, we know it's going to be okay because you have a purpose and you have a plan. We might not like the situation or understand the observation, but we trust you without reservation. The outcome may not even be in our favor, but it's going to be okay. And so as we close this prayer, there are other names that we can offer up, but I offer up this prayer in the name of Jesus, that the people of God say, amen. Amen. Will you now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reverend Thibodeau, that's a message we need to hear, and we appreciate you bringing that message, and continued good luck, and keep building, and keep Roger engaged in the church. I know you will, and we just appreciate you being here and bringing us that message. Thanks for serving as chaplain. The doorkeepers will unlock the doors. Members may join the pastor in the south anteroom for photos. Chairman Tarvin, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, is recognized. Chairman Tarvin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Information and Audits has read the journal from the previous legislative day and found it to be correct. I've got a couple of little tidbits this morning. The gentleman from the 167th has reminded me that today is Brother Uncle Don Hogan's birthday. And I want him to know I wish him a happy birthday, and I miss him more than I ever thought I would. And as he would say, on another note, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard.
Absolutely. You are a very able man to fill some of the big shoes of Chairman Hogan, and our best to one of the best ever, finest members of this House, Chairman Don Hogan, and we wish him a happy birthday. Absolutely. Chairman Tarvin, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Chair hears none. The reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? The chair hears none, and the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day?
Representative Illustration of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business under the first part of the period unanimous consents. Introduction bills and resolutions, first reading and reference of House bills and resolutions, second reading of bills and resolutions, reports of standing committees, third reading and passage of uncontested local bills and resolutions, first reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions, morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 728 by Representative Chokas of the 151st, a bill being titled an act to repeal an act to create a Board of Commissioners of Webster County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 729 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd, Roberts of the 52nd, Oliver of the 82nd, a bill being titled an act to amend an act to incorporate the city of Brookhaven.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 730 by Representative Lott of the 131st, Fleming of the 125th, Newton of the 127th, and Leverett of the 123rd. Bill be titled an act to amend an act creating a Board of Elections for Columbia County.
Intergovernmental coordination. The clerk will suspend just for a minute. Thank you, members. Myself and a couple more in here want to hear what's going on. So if you have important conversations, please take them to the ante room. Clerk will continue.
House Bill 731 by Representative Drennan of the 85th, Upton of the 83rd, Crawford of the 84th, Barnes of the 86th, Taylor of the 92nd, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend an act to abolish the office of tax receiver and tax collector of DeKalb County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 732 by Representative Green of the 154th. A bill be titled an act to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the Magistrate Court of Whitman County.
Excuse me. Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 733 by Representative Gladney, the 130th, Prince, the 132nd, Howard of the 129th. Bill be titled an act to amend an act regulating public instruction for the County of Richmond.
Intergovernmental
House
coordination.
Bill 734 by Representative Chokas, the 151st. A bill be titled an act to repeal an act to provide a new charter for the city of Preston.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 735 by Representative Gunner of the 8th. A bill be titled an act to authorize the governing authority of the city of Hiawassee to levy an excise tax.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 736 by Representative Williams, 148th, and Hagan in the 156th. Bill be titled an act to amend an act to create a Board of Elections and Registration for Ben Hill County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 737 by Representative Chokas, the 151st. Bill be titled an act to readopt and revise the laws pertaining to the Commission of the Unified Government of Webster County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Resolution 488 by Representative Meeks, the 178th, Jaspers of the 11th, Corbett of the 174th, Houston of the 170th, and Jackson of the 128th. A resolution reauthorizing the House Rural Development Council.
Economic development and tourism.
House Resolution 489 by Representative Maynard, the 56th, Thomas, the 65th, Williams, the 168th, Jackson, the 128th, Moore, the 91st, and others. A resolution recognizing and commending Vice President Kamala Harris.
Special rules.
House Resolution 490 by Representative Lallier, the 59th, Townsend, the 179th, Glaze, the 67th, Green, the 154th, Hagan, the 156th, and others. A resolution creating the House Study Committee on Education Funding Mechanisms.
Education.
House Resolution 491 by Representative Gilliard, the 162nd, Stevens, the 164th, Jackson, the 165th. A resolution honoring the life of Judge Willie Lovett Jr. and dedicating an intersection in his memory.
Transportation.
House Resolution 492 by Representative Gilliard of the 162nd, Westbrook of the 163rd, Stevens of the 164th, and Jackson of the 165th. A resolution recognizing Johnson and dedicating an intersection in her honor.
Transportation.
House Resolution 493 by Representative Gilliard of the 162nd, Jackson of the 165th, Westbrook of the 163rd, Stevens of the 164th. A resolution recognizing Mr. E. Larry McDuffie and dedicating an intersection in his honor.
Transportation.
Senate Bill 227 by Senator Kennedy of the 18th and Williams of the 25th. Bill be titled an act to amend an act to create a Board of Elections in Bibb County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
Senate Bill 292 by Senator Moore of the 53rd. A bill be titled an act to amend an act to provide a homestead exemption for all Catoosa County School District ad valorem taxes.
Intergovernmental coordination.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 713 by Representative Kelly of the 16th, a bill to amend an act to create a Board of Elections and Registration for Polk County. House Bill 714 by Representative Cameron of the 1st, a bill to amend an act to create a new charter for the city of Rossville. House Bill 715 by Representative Powell of the 33rd, a bill to amend an act relative to the Board of Education of Franklin County. House Bill 716 by Representative Lumpson of the 12th, Dempsey of the 13th, Barton of the 5th, a bill to amend an act to reincorporate the city of Cave Spring. House Bill 718 by Representative Jackson of the 165th, Stevens of the 164th, Westbrook of the 163rd, Gilliard of the 162nd, Petrie of the 166th, and others. A bill to authorize the governing authority of the city of Savannah to levy an excise tax. House Bill 719 by Representative Neal of the 79th, Gilliard of the 162nd, Stoner of the 40th, a bill regarding landlord and tenant. House Bill 720 by Representative Green of the 154th, a bill to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the Magistrate Court of Randolph County. House Bill 721 by Representative Nolowitz of the 42nd, Stoner of the 40th, Seabaugh of the 34th, Campbell of the 35th, Williams of the 37th, and others. A bill to amend an act creating a state court of Cobb County. House Bill 722 by Representative Campbell of the 35th, Earhart of the 36th, Seabaugh of the 34th, a bill to amend an act to reincorporate and provide a new charter for the city of Ackworth. House Bill 723 by Representative Deloach of the 167th, a bill to amend an act providing a method of compensating the chairperson and members of the Board of Education of McIntosh County. House Bill 724 by Representative Fleming of the 125th and Jackson of the 128th, a bill to amend an act creating a new charter for the city of Thompson. House Bill 725 by Representative Williamson of the 112th, Martinez of the 111th, a bill to amend an act creating a Board of Commissioners for Walton County. House Bill 726 by Representative Williams of the 112th and Martinez of the 111th, a bill to amend an act providing a change in the compensation for certain Walton County officers. House Bill 727 by Representative Deloach of the 167th, a bill to amend an act providing a new charter for the city of Darien. House Resolution 473 by Representative Anderson of the 10th, Powell of the 33rd, Corbett of the 174th, Chokas of the 154th, a resolution creating a House Study Committee on Safety and Consumer Protection in the Tree Care Industry. House Resolution 474 by Representative Wade of the 9th, Cox of the 28th, Tarvin of the 2nd, Powell of the 33rd, Martinez of the 111th, and others. Resolution urging the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame Committee to induct former Atlanta Braves player Dale Murphy into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. House Resolution 475 by Representative Lewis Ward of the 115th, Douglas of the 78th, Holly of the 116th, Scott of the 76th. Resolution honoring the life of Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill and dedicating a bridge in his memory. House Resolution 476 by Representative Huddleston of the 72nd, Campbell of the 35th, Bonner of the 73rd, Anderson of the 10th, Martinez of the 111th, and others. Resolution urging Congress to enact legislation to ensure the spouses of active duty service members are able to obtain retirement benefits they have earned by combining vesting services across multiple public pension plans, and for President Joe Biden to sign that legislation into law. House Resolution 487 by Representative Bruce of the 61st, Thomas of the 65th. Resolution creating a House Study Committee on Minority Business Enterprises, Women-Owned Enterprises, and Veteran-Owned Business in the State of Contracting. Senate Bill 277 by Senator Burns of the 23rd, a bill to create a Board of Elections and Registration for Screven County. Senate Bill 285 by Senator Anderson of the 24th and Burns of the 23rd, a bill to create the Columbia County Public Facilities Authority. Senate Bill 291 by Senator Kennedy of the 18th, a bill to amend an act to provide a new charter for the city of Forsyth. 3 second readers.
Reports of standing committees the clerk will read.
Representative Josh Bonner, the 73rd District Chairman of the Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs is that under its consideration, following bills in the Senate, it has instructed me to report the same back to the House. The following recommendations: Senate Bill 115 do pass, Senate Bill 144 do pass, respectfully submitted. Representative Josh Bonner, the 73rd District Chairman. Representative Chris Irwin, the 32nd District Chairman of the Committee on Education, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, Committee on Education has had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate. It has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations: Senate Bill 204 do pass by substitute, Senate Bill 211 do pass by substitute, Senate Bill 32 do pass by substitute, Senate Bill 45 do pass, respectfully submitted. Representative Chris Irwin of the 32nd District Chairman. Representative Don Parsons, the 44th District Chairman of the Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications has had it under its consideration following bills of the Senate. It has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations: Senate Bill 193 do pass, respectfully submitted. Representative Don Parsons, the 44th District Chairman. Representative Beth Camp, the 135th District Chairman of the Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination Local, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination Locals had under its consideration the following bills of the House and the Senate. It has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations: House Bill 599 do pass, House Bill 615 do pass, House Bill 693 do pass, House Bill 694 do pass, House Bill 696 do pass, House Bill 698 do pass, House Bill 699 do pass, House Bill 700 do pass, House Bill 701 do pass, House Bill 704 do pass, House Bill 705 do pass, House Bill 707 do pass, Senate Bill 108 do pass, Senate Bill 178 do pass. Respectfully submitted. Representative Beth Camp of the 135th District Chairman. Representative Gunner of the 8th District Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary has had under its consideration following bills of the Senate. It's instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations: Senate Bill 59 do pass, Senate Bill 64 do pass, Senate Bill 66 do pass, Senate Bill 148 do pass. Respectfully submitted. Representative Gunner of the 8th District Chairman. Representative Powell of the 33rd District Chairman of the Committee on Regulated Industries, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on the Regulated Industries has had under its consideration following bill of the Senate. It's instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations: Senate Bill 195 do pass. Respectfully submitted. Representative Powell of the 33rd District Chairman. That completes the reading of the reports of standing committees. Representative Sharon Cooper, the 45th District Chairman of the Committee on Public Health, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Public Health has under consideration following bill of the Senate. Has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation: Senate Bill 140 do pass by committee substitute. Respectfully submitted. Representative Sharon Cooper, the 45th District Chairman. Now that completes the reports of the reading of standing committees.
Members, if we'll get your attention, members will please take your seats. We're moving on to the local calendar. The local calendar. Third reading and passage of uncontested local bills. If there is no objection, we will vote on the local calendar as a whole with a recorded vote. Hearing none, it is so ordered. The clerk will read the local calendar.
House Bill 675 by Representative Williams, the 168th City of Riceboro. House Bill 676 by Representative Hagan of the 156th Ben Hill County. House Bill 680 by Representative Taylor of the 173rd City of Thomasville. House Bill 681 by Representative Green of the 154th Quitman County. House Bill 682 by Representative Green of the 154th Seminole County. House Bill 683 by Representative Green of the 154th Seminole County. House Bill 685 by Representative Green of the 154th Early County. House Bill 686 by Representative Green of the 154th Early County. House Bill 688 by Representative Green of the 154th Miller County. House Bill 689 by Representative Green of the 154th Miller County. House Bill 690 by Representative Green of the 154th Baker County. House Bill 691 by Representative Green of the 154th Baker County. The Senate Bill 104 by substitute by Senator Redd of the 33rd Cobb County. Senate Bill 231 by Senator Burns and 231st of the 23rd Richmond County.
That was a great job you just did. Wrong camera.
House Bill 599 by Representative Irwin of the 32nd Town of Martin. House Bill 615 by Representative Smith of the 70th Coweta County. House Bill 693 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd Elbert County. House Bill 694 by Representative Mitchell of the 88th DeKalb County. House Bill 696 by Representative Onulowitz of the 42nd City of Smyrna. House Bill 698 by Representative Bentley of the 150th Dooley County. House Bill 699 by Representative Williamson of the 112th City of Social Circle. House Bill 700 by Representative Bentley of the 150th Dooley County. House Bill 701 by Representative Clark of the 100th City of Beaufort. House Bill 704 by Representative Jones of the 47th City of Milton. House Bill 705 by Representative Jones of the 47th City of Milton. House Bill 707 by Representative Smith of the 70th Coweta County. Senate Bill 104 by Senator Burns of the 23rd McDuffie County. Senate Bill 178 by Senator Kennedy of the 18th Macon-Bibb County.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, for that very comprehensive coverage of the local calendar. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered on the local calendar? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall these bills now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bills on the local calendar will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? If so, have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machines. On the passage of the bills on the local calendar, the ayes are 171, the nays are 0. These bills, having received the requisite constitutional majority, are therefore passed. We're going to move on to morning orders. Representative Donahue is recognized for he had to step out for a minute. Representative Bernal is recognized for a morning order. She will be joined by some friends, some good friends at that.
This not.
Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representatives Kim Schofield, Park Cannon, and myself are graduates of 2 programs sponsored by the Council of State Government. We are here this morning to encourage you to participate. The two renowned leadership programs sponsored by CSG South are now accepting applications. The Center for Advancement of Leadership, which is CALS, is October 15th through the 19th in Nashville, Tennessee. This unique opportunity features sessions designed to explore individual boundaries and perceptions. Applications are due by July 26. Last year, I was the only representative from Georgia who participated in the Council of State Government Henry Toll Fellowship. Beginning August 16th, a new class of leaders will gather in Lexington, Kentucky to learn and connect across geographic and ideological boundaries. We want you, as a member of the CSG Henry Toll Fellowship alumni community, to be among the first to know that applications for the class of 2023 are open. As graduates of this program, we know you will grow and thrive most as a Toll Fellow. We hope you will explore these opportunities or nominate an individual you think would be an exceptional candidate. Full application details are available on their website and are due on May 1st. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Emery Donahue is recognized for a morning order.
Come on, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And friends from over in the Hall County area, I think. Absolutely.
A lot of you will remember last week we rang the bell for my wife, Elaine. Yesterday was our 42nd anniversary. She is here today in the gallery. She married me when I was 10 years old, so if you could give her a hand. Elaine, let's wave there. She robbed the cradle. I'd like to tell everybody here, it's been really fun in Hall County. We are blessed. We have a bunch of 6th and 7th graders here that actually have accomplished some amazing goals, and I've watched them 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. North Hall Middle School 2022 State of Georgia Cross Country Grand Champion School. That means that these guys went down, beat every classification with the fastest time. The boys were the fastest in the state, called champions. They also were undefeated as an 8th grade class. 2 times they finished undefeated, meaning the top 5 runners were from their schools. So that's pretty impressive. The boys received perfect scores in those 2 races. The North Hall Middle School boys were undefeated during the cross-country season. Maverick Smith set a new school record, 10:45 in the 3200. That is my grandson. We're going to be looking at also the junior varsity boys were state champion. They combined to win 20 trophies and medals down in Blakely, Georgia. Now the other part, the girls, North Hall Middle School girls, and you'll see the picture up here to the right. These are the girls that basically won the state championship this year also, and I think they're all coming in right now. These girls, they basically went down. They were the 2nd fastest in the state championship cross-country team. These girls also have won the cross-country championship Hall County 4 years in a row. The boys have won 2 years in a row, and they brought home a total of 20 trophies and medals also. You'll see the top picture. This is our team, and they're all here. We're going to get them to stand. The bottom team, this is called the Hounds and Hares. Just to let you know here, this team won the national championship. They went to Kentucky, Louisville, they won. They went to Charlotte, North Carolina, they won. They went to Georgia twice and won, Texas A&M and won, and they are the national champions. My grandson, Maverick Smith, is a runner-up here also on that. But North Hall Middle School has been an amazing group of kids. Coach Russ Crane is here, Debbie Wiley's here, the assistant principal is Kim Nash. So please stand up, wave, y'all give them a hand, and thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for a couple minutes extra.
Great achievement. Welcome to the House. And Elaine, everyone is probably, it's probably okay when anybody has a lapse of memory when you married Emery, but I get it. A lapse of realism or whatever that is. All right, members, I'm going to tell you who's on deck so we can move on through morning orders. We have a number of other morning orders. If you can, hold it to 1 minute if possible. We would appreciate that. Representative Sharper is on deck. Representative Cannon is recognized for, Representative Park Cannon is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd love to be joined by 2, 3, or 4, 5 of my colleagues because today is an exciting day in the state of Georgia. It is Impact Atlanta Day, and in the gallery we have about 10 different influencers, recording artists, entrepreneurs, radio personalities, and we're just so honored that you took the time to come to your state capitol. So I'm going to just read the names, y'all. That's Myasia Simone Burks, please stand up. Sierra Gates, we love you, from VH1. Miss Skittles, your representation is here. Jacquees is here. Miss Shanika is here. Bobby Hornsby is here. Oddly Fly Guy DC is here. We've got Destiny Bailey. Please stand up and raise your hands. We also have some representation. And we just have so many members of the entertainment community here. Eva, we see you. Thank you all for being here. Congratulations for Impact Day Atlanta. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Tell them to tag Billy Mitchell.
Welcome to the People's House. Representative Sharper, you're recognized for a morning order. Do you have friends? Yes, you do.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, you do have a lot of friends.
A lot of friends. Thank you so much. We are here today in recognition of 2 great young men that founded a record label. Now there's so much more that they're doing in media, television, and it'll be 10 years in May that they have been here in Atlanta, and you've probably heard of people like Cardi B, Lil Baby, the Amigos, Lil Yachty, and several others. They are here with us today, and we will be honoring them a little bit later on in the rotunda. So we have with us Pierre P. Thomas, if you don't mind standing and stay standing. We also have Kevin Coach K. Lee. These are the co-founders of the Management Agency. I'm honored, delighted to recognize these 2 music legends and their 10 years of accomplishments, and it's been they've set the blueprint for others to follow. They have worked very hard in what they're doing. They work with youth organizations all across the country, really, but we appreciate them being here in Atlanta, Georgia today, and they also brought one of the artists, Lil Baby, with them today, so we're happy. You go ahead and stand up, Lil Baby. We have them here with us today, so you guys give them a serious Georgia State Capitol welcome. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll be taking little pictures a little bit later on, so thank you again, Speaker.
Awesome. Thank you, Representative Sharper. Boy, it's good to have y'all in the house today. Representative Bonner, maybe Representative Mathiak. Oh, some more folks coming up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
He does have friends, I was wondering. It's good to know. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Today is a great day in Georgia. Today is Civil Air Patrol Day here at the Capitol. On your desk, you've got some great information about the Civil Air Patrol. It was formed in 1941. It's an auxiliary of the United States Air Force. There are over 1,800 members here in Georgia. Georgia is one of the largest wings in the country, and the squadron in Peachtree City at Falcon Field is not only the largest in the state, but it's the 2nd largest in the nation. What I'd like to do is just recognize a few folks that are a part of that group. We've got the Georgia Wing Commander, Colonel Jeffrey Garrett, Cadet Major Vincenzo Powers, Cadet Captain Tiffany Dang, Cadet Second Lieutenant Juliana Vega, and Cadet Senior Airman Jamie Shore. These folks, as well as all the cadets, are up here in the gallery. If you'd please stand and recognize them. Thank you.
Good-looking group. Whip Burchett is recognized for a morning order. Whip Burchett, are your folks here? Okay, we're going to wave. Representative Tran, are you ready? Representative Tran is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is Vietnam Day at the Capitol. If you served in the Vietnam War, please come join me here because I want to talk about the Vietnamese community here in Georgia. So on April 30th, 1975, the city of Saigon fell, and South Vietnamese soldiers and American soldiers evacuated to America. At that time, around 8,000 Vietnamese relocated to Georgia. And if you wonder why, it's because of Savannah Hunter's Air Force Base. My dad, who was just an 18-year-old putzing around in the rice fields, was grabbed by an American soldier and said, "Do you want to go to America?" And he didn't really speak English, so he just nodded. And next thing you know, he was at Savannah Hunter's Air Force Base getting trained as a Special Forces helicopter pilot. And so that's why many Vietnamese relocated to Georgia in the late 70s, early 80s. And this community has grown to nearly 70,000, owning businesses, serving as doctors, teachers. Their students, their kids are students in our schools, serving in Civil Air Patrol, playing on athletic fields, competing in international competition. So if I can ask my Vietnamese community to please stand up. You are a very valued member of Georgia. Thank you for being here at the Capitol. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Welcome. We're glad to have you here. We appreciate everything you contribute to our great state of Georgia. Thank you, Representative Tran. That was an outstanding morning order. Representative Holly and the Henry County delegation. All the Henry County delegation join Representative Holly. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rise and shine, everybody. We have with us our lovely delegation from Henry County. If you do right, please look to the right. Everyone stand if you can. Let's recognize Henry County here. ARC has verified Henry County is the fastest growing county in the state of Georgia, home to a number of well-respected corporations. We thank you. Each of you have on your desk a little memento that's provided by one of the probably the best of agritourism farms in the state. It's from Jimmy and Jay Carter over at Southern Bell Farms. We have jellies there, we have bags available for you, but we really want to highlight that fortunately Henry County has won the #1 Chamber of Commerce award in the entire nation, all right? So great businesses. We welcome everyone. If you're going to drive south on 75 and you come to a stop, you might as well come in and stay. Thank you all.
Good job. Representative Anderson is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As usual, we always recognize champions. We recognize strong businesses, strong community partners in this chamber, and today I'm here to do just that. We have a group today here from Habersham EMC Corporation. As far as the ones that are here, I'd like you all to welcome Brian Ferguson, the President and CEO of Habersham EMC. If y'all stand up, they're right up here in the gallery. We also have Tommy Thurman. We also have Josh Allen and Mary Beth Horton. Now, they're joined by 4 individuals who just happened to go out to Kansas City recently and won the International Lineman's Rodeo Championship in the REA division. I'd like to call their names. We've got Tucker Dyer, Robert Morris, Dylan Welburn, and their coach, Chris Chapman.
if we give these guys a congratulatory hand today, not only do they represent HEMC in my district, they also represent the state of Georgia and our nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Dickey, LaHood, Camp, and Representative Lim are recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, as we start to get some Senate bills to consider over here, I just want you to know that we had a little competition with the Senate this fall down at the Georgia National Fair, and our livestock show team of Chairman Camp and LaHood and Lim and Terry England and Tom Kirby, we beat the pants off the Senate down there. So I just want to, you know, we get real competitive with the Senate, and I'm just glad to have this trophy down in the Ag Committee room, and we're going to keep it there. I hope it has a permanent place there, but we're going to have another competition. Many of you have asked about being on the team this year. We had a dream team last year, and so we'll have tryouts maybe this year for some of y'all. But thank y'all for all your support of that facility at Perry and for our young people showing animals through FFA and 4-H, and thank you for this, and this has been fun.
Mr. Chairman, I want to go ahead and nominate the minority leader to serve on that team next year. He has my full support.
That might be good. He's done it before, I think.
I know he has. He's good at it. Let's see. Representatives Marion, Draper, and Olalier are recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Saida, she probably stepped out. Good morning. Buenos dias. Number one, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the well wishes. Was a little ill, but today I want to celebrate my friend, Johannes Rosselló. She's an award-winning multimedia journalist based in Atlanta. Johannes, would you stand up, please? Georgia has covered numerous historical events and earned many awards for her admirable accomplishment over the past 15 years. Johannes has established a proven record of excellence on multiple platforms as a writer, reporter, videographer, and video editor, covering topics such as human trafficking, the psychological trauma of deportation, the opioid epidemic, and domestic violence. It is abundantly fitting that we here in the Georgia House of Representatives recognize this distinguished lady, Johannes Rosselló. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Whip Burchett is recognized for a morning order. He's bringing, let's see, Chairman John Corbett. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've got a special group of folks from back home in today. We've got Ware County Middle School 7th grade kids here, all the way up from way across Georgia, and I want to recognize them. If you all stand up, Ware County, please. We got a bunch of Gators in the house. Everybody, please give them a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. That pretty much completes our morning orders. I want this body to recognize a dear friend of mine from down in Savannah, former Senator Clint Day. Let me tell you who Clint's brother was. Representative Chairman Burke Day served in this House. He chaired public safety for many years and was a very valued member of this House. Did great work here, as you did in the Senate. Y'all, let's welcome former Senator Clint Day to this House. want to recognize Representative Sheila Jones. Here she is. Representative Jones is going to introduce our Doctor of the Day, who's engaged at this time and not able to be on the floor with us. So we're going to recognize Sheila Jones and let Representative Sheila Jones, let her tell us about the Doctor of the Day. Representative Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. Our Doctor of the Day is Dr. Kelly DeGraffenreid. She serves as the Physician Program Director of Appointment Excellence and Ancillary Access for Kaiser Permanente of Georgia. As a specialist in adult medicine, she works closely with her healthcare team to educate her patients and the community on the things they need to be aware of to prevent disease. She believes that our bodies, minds, and relationships all have an effect on our health and encourages her patients to make time to celebrate their lives. She's a native of Indiana and the youngest of 11 children. Decided in the 8th grade that she wanted to be a physician. She graduated from Purdue University with a pharmacy degree. She then went on to complete her medical degree at Case Western Reserve with her residency at Emory University. In addition to her clinical duties, she serves as an elected representative to her medical group's board of directors. Outside the medical office, she plays the piano and sings at her church. She is an avid fan of professional football and has recently taken up gardening. She is also very active in the Medical Association of Georgia as president of the Medical Institute of Excellence in Medicine and former task force chairperson, and is on the board of Medical Association of Atlanta. Join me in welcoming our Doctor of the Day.
Thank you, Representative Jones. We do appreciate that. We do appreciate our Doctors of the Day who always come in and take care of us. Members, I just received a report from our dear friend and member Debbie Buckner. She's doing better. She's doing well. But she's going to wait on advice of the doctor to return on Monday. So we all will continue to keep Representative Buckner in our prayers as we expect her return on Monday. So the best to her, and she's doing exactly what she should be doing, taking care of herself. Members, if you'll give your attention to the dais, we have a special resolution. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to our resolution 343, House Resolution 343.
House Resolution 343 by Representative Carson of the 46th, Stevens, the 164th, Petrie, the 166th, Blackman of the 146th, Hitchens, the 161st, and others. A resolution recognizing and commending Minister Dayara O'Brien on his outstanding public service.
Chairman John Carson is recognized for purposes of a special introduction. Chairman Carson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Many of you think that my family originally comes from Cobb County or Israel, one or the other, but we actually, my family comes from Northern Ireland, before it was Northern Ireland, and I thought it'd be great to help in the lead up to St. Patrick's Day to celebrate with having a minister from the government in Dublin. Minister Dara O'Brien was born and raised in Malahide, County Dublin, not far from Newry. He's held various positions within I'm going to try to pronounce this. I don't really do well with Irish Gaelic. I'm more Southern American Irish more than anything. Eructus, which is basically their parliament, including vice chair of the Public Accounts Committee, member of the Committee on Justice, Equality, Defense, and Law Reform, and leader of the Fianna Fáil in Shana, and opposition front bench spokesperson on Dublin, foreign affairs, and housing. How'd I do? With no further ado, can we show a very short video in regard to our relationship with Ireland?
On this 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement, we recognize an unparalleled achievement that brought peace. Thanks to leadership within Northern Ireland, the Irish and British governments, our international partners, and the enduring friendship of the United States.
Never have I felt a sense of gratification and responsibility and gratitude that I feel today.
In particular, we express our appreciation for the United States leadership and support for the process of peace and reconciliation in Northern Ireland. Relations between the island of Ireland and the US have spanned generations and political traditions and continue to grow in depth. The ongoing energy of the Irish diaspora has inspired countless US political leaders, members of Congress, advisors and diplomats to change history through their contribution to the peace process.
And so I ask you to build on the opportunity you have before you, to believe that the future can be better than the past, to work together because you have so much more to gain by working together than by drifting apart. Have the patience to work for a just and lasting peace. Reach for it. The United States will reach with you.
Today, support from the US is as important as ever, as an honest broker, friend to all sides, and supporter of the Good Friday Agreement.
As you well know, the peace agreement was the beginning, not the end.
We look forward to what we can achieve together in the next 25 years.
Colleagues, we have a number of dignitaries with us today. We have Graham Doyle, Secretary General of Department of Housing and Local Government for Ireland. Some of you may know Cuive Ní Cruhor. She's the Consul General of Ireland. Mr. Kevin Dillon, Special Advisor to the Minister, and Ms. Emer Nolan, Vice Consul of Ireland here in Atlanta. And we have two members of their staff here in the gallery, I believe. With no further ado, Minister Dara O'Brien from Dublin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Díomh go léir wáidin agus go raibh míle maith go bhfuil as an cura chun labhairt libh inniu agus go háirithe an óir. Thank you very much, Speaker Burns, representatives, ladies and gentlemen, for the honour and the invitation to address you here this morning in this fine chamber. It is a great honour for me and my delegation to be here in Georgia's House of Representatives, and I want to thank you, Speaker Burns, and Representative Carson for facilitating our visit this morning. It's quite likely that 200 years ago, my relatives in Dublin, only 60 miles down the road from Representative Carson's, could have very well known each other. So just the paths diverged, but we're back here now. So as an elected representative for the people of Dublin Fingal, and on behalf of the Government of Ireland, I want to wish you our warmest St. Patrick's Day greetings. Ireland deeply values its ties with Georgia. Irish America has traditionally, as you might know, been more associated with the Northeast, with Boston, with Chicago, and New York. But the truth is that our bonds here in the South are really strong and enduring. Around 9% of Georgians claim Irish or Scots-Irish heritage, and there are thousands of Irish-born men and women living here in Georgia today. Irish business and investment is flocking here, with over 7,000 Georgians employed by Irish companies. And incredibly for our small country, a country of just 5 million people, we're the 8th largest source of foreign direct investment here in the Peach State. The fulcrum of Ireland's presence in the US is moving southward, and Atlanta was our first consulate in the Southeast, opened in 2010 and really ably led by Cuivani Crowher here and our team in Atlanta. And we've since added Austin, LA, and Miami. And we know that so much of America's future, and indeed its potential, is here in the South. This St. Patrick's Day, we're marking 3 very important events here in Ireland. Progress as an independent, prosperous, and peaceful nation. We're marking 100 years of Ireland in the world, since 1923 when Ireland joined the League of Nations. And after centuries of British rule, our country took its place amongst the independent nations of the world. Secondly, we're marking 50 years membership of the European Union, the world's greatest peace and economic cooperation project, which laid the foundation for a confident modern Ireland that we have today, one of the most highly developed and outward-looking nations in the world. And thirdly, as you've seen in the video, we're commemorating 25 years of the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, a landmark agreement of peace to bring peace to our island between both peoples. And it would not have happened without our friends from the United States, from both sides of the aisle, successive presidents who've underpinned this agreement. And I want to thank you on behalf of the Irish government for that. We thank you for all your friendship, for the welcome that you've given me and the delegation here this morning. But right across Atlanta, and indeed I'll be traveling to Savannah tomorrow, all of your citizens have been fantastic to us, and our partnership with Georgia has never been stronger. And we look forward to what we can achieve together in the years to come. And I want to wish you finally a very happy St. Patrick's Day that's coming up. All of the best of blessings for St. Patrick's Day. Bannockdina Féile, Pádraig, Orav Galéir, Guramila Mahagwiv. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Thanks so much. It's my pleasure.
Minister O'Brien, it's always good. It's always a good day to be Irish, right?
Absolutely.
But especially during St. Patrick's Day week. I look forward to joining you in Savannah. There are a couple of Irish folks that claim a little bit of connection to Ireland down in Savannah in that port city. So we're especially proud of our legacy and our heritage coming from Ireland and our foreparents. And we look forward to the continued cooperation and success of working country to country, and we just appreciate all the good things that are happening in Ireland, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks for being here. We need to get on. Members, thank you for your attention. We're going to move on to our rules calendar. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 46.
Senate Bill 46 by Senator Huffstadler of the 52nd and others to be titled an act to amend Chapter 17 to Title 31 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to control of sexually transmitted disease so as to require physicians and healthcare providers to test all pregnant women for HIV and syphilis at the first prenatal visit. This bill having been referred to the Committee on Public Health, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Chair recognizes Chair Lady Cooper to present the bill. Chair Lady Cooper is recognized to present the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I bring to you the substitute to Senate Bill 46. This is the bill that would help us combat our rising cases of HIV and syphilis, especially among pregnant women, when we still have a chance to not only help the mother, but keep the infant from being severely with severe problems that can affect them all of their lives. The bill simply does say that physicians in hospitals or whoever's taking care of the pregnant lady will test them for HIV and syphilis when they go for their first visit, at another point in their pregnancy, and when they, at 28 to 32 weeks gestation, when they go for a visit, and when they come in to deliver. This way, we can hopefully catch mothers who are infected with syphilis and treat the mother and do preventive measures for the infant in the womb before severe damage is done that will last a lifetime, and the same with HIV. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I will yield the will and ask for the members to give me a considerable vote on the substitute to Senate Bill 46. Thank you.
If the lady will yield the will just for a moment, suspend. I know the Irish were just here, and we were talking about St. Patrick's Day, but we're going to have to wait till tomorrow afternoon, or maybe Friday, for the parade to get started. So we need your attention. Give your attention to the member in the well. And we're going to take some questions, if you don't mind, Chair Lady, because I had forgotten my duty and let the noise level get a little too high in here, and some folks didn't hear your presentation, all of it. So,
okay.
Lady, yield.
Yes, sir, I'll yield.
Representative Moore is recognized for a question.
Good morning. This
Good morning.
Gentlelady yield.
I will yield.
Just wanted to ask a question. While we're testing, did we not want to test for AIDS as well? This is very, very important to women in healthcare with babies.
Well, if you were testing for HIV, it would also pick up that that the lady had progressed from HIV into AIDS.
Well, no, that doesn't necessarily happen. I've been in women's health care for almost 30 years, and I know for a fact that when we do test, we don't unisolate them. We only test for one or the other if it's required, but no one has tested for AIDS. And you have to treat a baby and a mother differently when you are in a delivery room, especially protecting everyone around them. It's kind of like SARS.
I know that the gentlewoman knows of what she speaks, but that is not the information I have, and this is a public health request. We need to take care of this at least at this point, and hopefully we'll pick it up early before the mother has moved to AIDS and they're just HIV positive. But I will run that through you, and if we need to come back with a bill next year that specifically says we'll test for AIDS, I will do that.
Does the gentlelady yield again?
I will yield.
It is important because it is a separate test. It is billed separately, so we need to know that. Testing for HIV and then testing for AIDS are two different things in a laboratory and two different billable things. So one insurance company may not pay for.
Well, a large majority of women that deliver in this state or are pregnant are under our Medicaid program, and this is a big, issue with us, and so I will check that out for you and see what we can do to change it.
Because not every gravido woman is on Medicaid.
I realize that.
Chair Lady, you have one more question to your left. Chair Camp has a question to your left.
Okay. Does the gentlelady yield?
I do.
Thank you. Isn't it true that there is no definitive test for AIDS because it is a collection of infections and viruses, and therefore the HIV testing is the prudent testing to determine if someone has HIV?
I'm sure the lady knows of what she speaks. Thank you for the question.
You have no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well and once again ask for a favorable vote from members of the House. Thank you.
Chair Cooper has yielded the well. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the passage of the bill, the yeas are 169, the nays are 2. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Members, I'm going to suspend from the rules calendar just for a moment. We have our dedicated physicians who come down and take care of us every day during this session. So our physician was presented earlier, and her great qualifications were acknowledged. So our physician of the day.
Thank you, Speaker Burns, and thank you to my Representative Jones for the previous introduction. I would be remiss if I were here and didn't come to the House to extend my gratitude for the work and service that you all do individually and collectively. I'm very happy to be able to thank Medical Association of Georgia for the opportunity to do what I believe is my civil duty and serve you today in the medical room along with the amazing Miss Julia. I'm proud to be able to serve alongside with you as we both look to strive to ensure that the citizens of Georgia have access to and receive high-quality health care in their pursuit of happiness. So thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you, Speaker Burns, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. I've had a good conversation and very enjoyable, and we are most pleased you're here doing your civic duty. Thank you for being here. I know all members understand we do have our rules calendar that was set yesterday, and then we have an additional House supplemental rules calendar that we'll take up this morning. So we're going, Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to Senate Bill 120?
Senate Bill 120 by Senator Eccles, the 49th, and others, being titled an act to amend Code Section 40(1)(8) of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to safe operation of motor carriers, commercial motor vehicles, and drivers, and safe transportation of hazardous materials, so as to update the reference date to federal regulations regarding the safe operation of motor carriers. This bill has been referred to the Committee on Motor Vehicles. That committee recommends that this bill do pass.
The lady from Henry County is recognized to present the bill. Representative Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, guys. I guess it's getting closer to the afternoon. I'm here to talk about Senate Bill 120. It is a companion bill to the motor carrier compliance bill that I carried over earlier this year, and you guys voted unanimously to pass that. I hope you will also give me your favorable consideration today. Just a reminder, this is a simple date update. It keeps us in compliance with federal regulations, and I would appreciate your vote and take any questions if you have them. If not, I yield the well.
There are no questions, and the lady has yielded the well. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the passage of the bill, the yeas were 169, the nays were 0. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 128. Senate Bill 128.
Senate Bill 128 by Senator Albers, the 56th, and others, to be entitled an act to amend Article 7, Chapter 20, Title 47 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated the Public Retirement Systems Investment Authority Law, so as to raise the limit for total percentages of funds that the Peace Officers Annuity and Benefit Fund may invest in alternative investments. This bill having referred to the Committee on Retirement. That committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Chair recognizes Representative Hitchens to present the bill.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker Pro Tem. This really is a simple bill. A lot of people say when they get up here, but it affects one of the state retirement systems, the Peace Officers Annuity and Benefit Fund. And what it does is the same thing we've already done twice this year with the Fireman's Pension Fund and with the State Employees Pension Fund. What it does is it allows them to use 5% more, invest 5% more in alternative investments to try and diversify their portfolio, and everybody that's done it so far has had great success, and that's all this bill does.
The gentleman has a question.
I'll take a question.
Chair recognizes Representative Clark of the 108th District.
Thank
your
you,
left.
Madam Speaker. Does the gentleman yield?
I yield.
Do you know exactly who or what company the Peace Officer Annuity Benefit Fund uses for alternative investments?
I have no idea, to be honest. They have professional people that are on the board that handle the funds.
Okay, well, actually, I looked it up, and it is AEW Core Properties, which is a private real estate investment trust company. And so far, the fund has already invested about $40 million into this. It is a private real estate investment company. Do you know what types of investments this company invests in across the country?
I do not.
Further inquiry? Or does the gentleman further yield?
Could you speak up a little bit? I can't hardly hear you.
Does the gentleman further yield?
Sure, I yield.
All right, so many of us in this chamber have expressed concerns about affordable housing and the affordable housing crisis. And one of the major issues that people have expressed is that investors and hedge funds are buying up housing inventory from hardworking Georgians that just want to fulfill their American dream for home ownership. And so I wanted to ask, is increased investment in this private real estate investment trust potentially going to lead to increased investment in the affordable housing crisis that is currently negatively affecting Georgia families?
I have no idea. The people that do the investments are certainly the ones that you need to talk to.
Thank you.
The chair recognizes the chairman of the Retirement Committee, Representative Carson, for a question.
Does the gentleman yield?
Sure, I yield.
To my friend, thank you for bringing this bill. Is it not true that this bill, all this does is increase the amount allowable into alternative investments from 10 to 15%?
That's exactly correct.
Does the gentleman further yield?
I yield.
And aren't those alternative investments in higher yielding, such higher rates of returns on private equity investments, where other funds, including Peace Officers Annuity Benefit Fund, has seen returns in the teens as much as 20% per year? Is that not true?
That's correct, and the two funds that have already done this have had very positive benefits from it.
And final parliamentary inquiry, is it not true that the PAO will be themselves brought this to us because they want more diversification and higher returns? Is that not true?
And that's correct. And there are no state funds in this retirement fund. They're all based on they get a certain percentage of traffic fines from across the state. And each member, this covers local, county, and state law enforcement officers. Each member pays a monthly stipend into the fund for a retirement program.
Thank you very much for bringing this bill. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Martin for a question.
Thank you, Representative. Chairman Hitchens, would you yield for a question?
I yield.
Isn't it true what you're trying to do, as Chairman Carson said, is allow them to invest 5% more? And isn't it further true that by doing that, it doesn't mean that they have to use the same investment? You're allowing them to do 5% more in that pool of assets, not with that particular company.
That's correct. And we all know these retirement funds have professional people that administer the fund that are very knowledgeable in this area, and they try and invest in the areas where they're going to get the best benefit for their retirement program.
Right. And last question, if the gentleman will yell, isn't it further true that these professional people would seek, even across this 15% that's going into alternate investments, to diversify appropriately? And isn't it true that it doesn't necessarily mean it would go into an investment with any particular company?
That's true, and I think in these times everybody realizes that diversification in investments is a very prudent act.
Chair recognizes Representative Evans for a question.
So much for a simple bill.
Thank you, Ms. Speaker, and thank you, Chairman, for this bill. Yes, isn't it true that after reading the Dangerous Dwellings series in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this past fall, that my husband and I both talked with our investment advisor, and I encourage all of us in this body that have investments to consider checking in with your investment advisor to see about if we are investing in these REITs that may be exploitative, and I appreciate what the gentlewoman from the 108th has brought up. I think really this is a question for all of us in this body. Yes, they brought very high returns, but at what expense? And so I support this bill, but I do think I encourage all of us in this body to look at what we're investing in and what, and to consider disinvesting in these companies that are affecting housing for the poor people in our state. Thank you.
Does the
And I
gentleman
say
lady have
again,
a question? Is there a question?
Thank you, ma'am. Isn't it true?
Thank you. Gentlemen, care to take further questions?
Certainly.
The chair recognizes Representative Saines for a question.
Does the gentleman yield?
I yield.
Is it not true that this fund is to the benefit of hardworking men and women who've protected our state for multiple years, and that they expect our fiduciary obligation to be to them and to ensure that they have the highest return on their investment?
And that's correct. And as I said before, the state has no money in this. It's a state retirement fund, but it's all based on their monthly payments, and I think it's a 3% add-on for all traffic fines across the state. This fund has been in effect for about 60, 70 years.
Chair recognizes Representative Fry for a question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Does the gentleman yield?
I yield.
Isn't it true that while these points that we're bringing up about the investment firms are true, and it's good points, that the $40 million that's invested has already been invested, but this will allow our peace officers to receive higher returns on their own retirement in the future?
That's the intent.
Okay, and I'll be supporting this bill, and I thank you for bringing it.
Thank
but
you.
I appreciate the points that were brought up as well.
Certainly.
Thank you.
And I yield the well.
The gentleman has yielded the well on a simple bill. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the passage of the bill, the yeas were 166, the nays were 0. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. For what purpose does Representative Adesanya rise?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Isn't it true that while this is a good bill, it is important for everybody here to know that the alternative investment is precisely into real estate? AEW, they primarily invest in real estate. It's important for everybody to know.
The chair is sure that the gentleman knows that of which he speaks. The clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 84. Senate Bill 84.
Senate Bill 84 by Senator Hostetler, the 52nd to be entitled an act to amend Chapter 5 of Title 10 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated the Georgia Uniform Securities Act of 2008, so as to provide for financial protections for elder and disabled adults who may be victims of financial exploitation. This bill having referred to the Committee on Banks and Banking, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
We are on the supplemental calendar, just for everyone's reference, and the chair recognizes Representative Barrett to present the bill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, Senate Bill 84 updates the Georgia Uniform Securities Act of 2008. It helps protect disabled and elderly adults from financial exploitation. The U.S. Department of Justice says that 10% of elderly adults are exploited every single year. This bill relates specifically to investment advisors and financial planners, which are regulated by the Securities Division of the Secretary of State. It allows investment advisors to place temporary holds on suspicious transactions when elder financial abuse is suspected, and prescribes rules for reporting and investigating, and provides civil and administrative liability protections to them. This is commonly referred to as a report and hold law. This excellent legislation was authored by Senator Chuck Hufstetler and has overwhelming bipartisan support. It was passed unanimously by the Senate on February the 16th and was approved unanimously in the House Banks and Banking Committee last week. 31 states have this type of legislation already. This bill is supported by the Financial Services Institute, which has worked with multiple states in crafting their legislation, and is also supported by the Georgia Council on Aging, which has stated that Georgia has a strong tradition of protecting elders from abuse, and they see this bill as another important step in protecting older adults. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you if you have any.
Chair recognizes Representative Roberts for a question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am Representative Kendrick right now because she has no voice, so this question is coming from her. Isn't it true that she is a securities attorney and registered investment advisor, and that in her work she has seen so many elderly clients getting scammed through fraudulent transactions?
I'm sure the lady knows of which the other lady speaks. Or should I say does not speak.
She strongly supports this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are no more questions.
Madam Speaker, I yield the well.
The gentleman has yielded the well. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. For what purpose does Representative Byrd rise?
Parliamentary inquiry, please.
State your inquiry.
Is it not true if someone is 65 and of sound mind, an institution who does not agree with their purchases can freeze their account?
Chair is sure that the lady knows that of which she speaks. Has everyone voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of the bill. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, 169-0, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to Senate Bill 134. Senate Bill 134.
Senate Bill 134 by Senator Cowser to the 46th to be entitled an act to amend Title 24 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating evidence so as to provide that a child witness be deemed competent to testify without taking an oath. This bill having referred to the Committee on Juvenile Justice, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
The chair recognizes Representative Camp to present the bill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you so much, individuals who are here today to listen, because I know there are some in the gallery, or there may be some in the gallery regarding this, and our distinguished colleagues. All right, so Senate Bill 134 actually corrects one thing that was omitted when code was corrected in the past in Section 1, that a minor does not have to be sworn in to testify in proceedings regarding parental rights. And let's see, going on, it goes a little bit further. The time period involved in medical information that comes down in cases involving dependency and involving parental rights have been shortened, because honestly the medical information that is more timely is going to be more accurate when it's more current. So those are that's pretty much the bill. And Madam Chair, I'm open for any questions.
There are no questions.
Thank you so much. I yield the well.
The lady has yielded the well. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. I'll turn off my phone. Lord. It's probably the chairman's daughter, who should not ever be on speakerphone. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machine. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of the bill. The yeas were 167, the nays were 0. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. The House is moving on to afternoon orders. If you have signed up for an afternoon order, please make your way to the front of the chamber so the chair may call on you. The chair recognizes Representative Kelly for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We're going to be joined by a couple friends here because this is a very special afternoon order. It's an important today in Georgia's history. Today, March 15th, is former Chairman Don Hogan's 84th birthday. Today, Madam Speaker. And as everyone knows, Shakespeare famously said, "Beware the Ides of March." And we all know that Shakespeare was inspired by Don Hogan when he wrote that.
Can we quote you on that?
And but on a serious note, Madam Speaker, we all miss Don, and he made a great impact when he was here in the House as we talked about mental health and the love of the coast and in his efforts to protect St. Simon's, where he lives and cares so much about. So Don, we miss you. We hope you have a great birthday with Libby and Nicholas, and we look forward to visiting with you soon. And I'm going to turn it over now to Chairman Blackman.
Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, no, just add our love and well wishes, and that we miss you, and we wish you a really, really happy 84th birthday. Thank you.
Chairman Hogan clearly had a wide-ranging group of running buddies. Chair recognizes Representative Bazemore for a morning order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I am standing here for my seatmate and Representative Kendricks because she lost her voice. But she wants to send a very happy birthday, 81st birthday, to her granny, Maddie Mae Kendricks. Please help her wish her granny a happy birthday. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Williams from morning order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to wish a happy birthday to one of the luckiest women in America. That's my wife. Happy birthday, Libby. Carol knows more about it. We will be married 45 years this coming December the 2nd, and I certainly wanted to say happy birthday to her today as she spends the rest of my money at the merchandise mart with the other spouses. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair recognizes Representative Paris for a morning order.
Bibb County. Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, of course, you all know the Cherry Blossom is being held in Macon. And it starts on Friday. It is the 17th through the 26th. So I really want you all to make sure you come on down to Macon and partake in the festivities. I've got just a little bit of a write-up on the Cherry Blossom history. Each March, Macon becomes a pink cotton spun paradise as over 350,000 Yoshino cherry trees bloom in all of their glory. For 10 days, festival lovers are treated to one of the most extravagant displays of springtime color in the nation as they visit the town referred to by congressional records as the cherry blossom capital of the world. Originally a sleepy southern town, Macon has become a bustling center of beauty and international friendship. You all make sure you come on down. We have our gala on Friday. And to the Strawberry Queen, I would like to serve you notice that the Cherry Blossom Queen is in town.
Chair recognizes Representatives Anulewicz and Gamble for an afternoon order.
Good afternoon, everyone. We just wanted to remind you all that there is going to be a discussion of boxed lunches of U.S.-Taiwan relations today, immediately after we adjourn in Capitol Room 230 with Director General Elliot Wang of the Taiwan Economic and Cultural Office in Atlanta. I hope you will join us there. Thank you.
That concludes our afternoon orders. The clerk will read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions.
Honoring the life and memory of Michael Scott Kinsey. Recognizing and commending Hae-Young Choi. Congratulating and commending the Georgia Firefighter Standards and Training Council. Commending Mr. David Robert Clark. Recognizing March 2023 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Recognizing March 2023 as Chronic Kidney Disease Awareness Month in Georgia. Recognizing and commending Buford Highway. Commending Root Hill Companies. Recognizing and commending LifeLink Georgia. Recognizing and commending Georgia State University's Legislative Health Policy Certificate Program. And that completes the reading of the privileged resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privileged resolutions? The chair hears none. The resolutions are adopted. The House is moving on to announcements. If you have an announcement, please come down to the front so the chair may call on you. The chair recognizes Representative McLean for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want everyone to know that the Facebook training, the Lunch and Learn, will be in room 307 in the CLOB, and it will be upon adjournment. So room 307, this is the Facebook training. Look forward to seeing all of y'all there. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair recognizes Representative Smith for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is the weekly announcement. House Natural Resources, both subcommittees will meet first in room 606 CLOB, and then we'll go into a full committee meeting. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Corbett for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Rural Caucus will be meeting over in the Ag Building. Upon adjournment, lunch will be served. Come join us.
Chair recognizes Representative Parsons for an announcement.
Thank you, Speaker Jones. This is a announcement because I don't know if you received the announcement through email yet, but Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications will meet in the morning at 8 o'clock in room 403 here in the Capitol. We're going to be looking at a piece of consumer protection legislation related to telecommunications we've been working on now for the last several days, and hopefully we can wrap it up tomorrow. But it is important for members, Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications meeting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in room 403 here in the Capitol. Thank you, Speaker.
Chair recognizes Representative Werkheiser for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Industry and Labor Committee will meet this afternoon at 3 o'clock in the CLOB at 5:06. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the Rules Chairman, Representative Smith, for an announcement.
Thank you, ma'am. Rules will meet tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for Rules. Thank y'all.
Chair recognizes Representative Gunter for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Judiciary will have the committee photo here on adjournment. House Judiciary photo here on adjournment. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the Chair of the Minority Party, Representative Mitchell, for an announcement.
The Democratic Caucus will have a brief lunch meeting in 6:05 in the CLOB. It'll be very brief because we will be attending Representative Kendrick Facebook training. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman Collins for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Public Safety Committee will be meeting full committee at 1 o'clock in CLOB 506. Please make every effort to be there. We're taking up some Senate bills and need to be there to vote out some legislation. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Hawkins for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Committee on Health will meet today at 3 o'clock in Capitol 403. 3 o'clock.
Chair recognizes Chairman Ballinger for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Your Juvenile Justice Committee will meet today at 2. We have several issues that we're going to be taking up, and it's really important that y'all be there. Thank you so much.
Chair recognizes
CLOB 450.
Chair recognizes Chairman Cooper for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Public Health will meet today at 1 o'clock and 5:15 of the CLOB. Public Health will meet today at 1 o'clock and CLOB 5:15. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Saines for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Special Rules will meet today at 4 o'clock and 4:06, and the 2A Subcommittee of Public Safety will meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. and 5:06. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Bazemore for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, for everyone that has been asking what the arrangements are for our beloved Representative Tish Nagisi, the viewing will be on March 24th from 11 to 7 at Deutsch Williamson Funeral Services in Riverdale. The funeral will be on March 25th at 11 a.m. at Divine Faith Ministries International, Jonesboro. And the resting place will be Forest Lawn Memorial Gardens in College Park. And the repast will be at South Always LLC, Union City. That information will be sent out so that you all will have that information. And also, if some have been asking about what to donate, if you are going to send flowers, the family asks that you send white roses only, please. Thank you.
That concludes the business of the day. If you have pages, please make your way to the front for pictures. The chair recognizes the majority leader for a motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that this House stand in recess until 4 p.m. and that the House then stand adjourned until 9 a.m. on Thursday, March 16th, 2023. That's 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
On the motion of the majority leader that the House stand in recess until 4 p.m. today, at which time we will adjourn until tomorrow, Thursday, March 16th at 9 a.m. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed will say nay. The ayes clearly have it, and this House stands adjourned.